All right. Hello, hello, all.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
Yay. We have cameras on. It's been a while. Or at least it's been a while for me. I don't know about the rest of you. I don't know if they've ever seen the rest of you. I just realized that.
I don't think I've ever been on camera, so
So hi.
hello.
And Mana's not on camera yet. Probably won't be until the next stream that we do for this. So I'm working on it.
Hi.
But yay, we're
Yeah.
here.
Technology. Hello.
So we are doing our first D&D stream. I'm going to hand it off to our DM in just a second. But just as a reminder, I'm Kels. And wow, I'm not the moron with the controller for once because I don't have
I
a
am.
controller. Damn, I have to get a new tagline.
Yep.
Um,
You know how we had a ball pit? Well, welcome to the ball.
exactly. Welcome
Yeah.
to the ball pit. Lemur told me that I can't leave it like this the entire time. So, boo.
I see that's my job as the GM is I need to ruin your life. So I'm starting that now.
Okay, here we go. I am the only person on this call that has absolutely zero D&D experience, but I've listened to a lot of episodes of the Adventure Zone, so we're pretending that that means I have experience. Yay!
It counts. It counts.
Uh, hello. I'm Mana. I am the ball pit, actually. Like, I'm
There we
actually
go.
here, and I'm the ball pit. Like, you see all the? Yeah, that's me. So, yeah, I only have one experience with D&D, and it was for Henshins and Dragons for Datsu. Y'all know more Datsu, and his crew. It was a one shot, so I have no idea what I'm doing.
Woo, me neither.
And of course, last but not least, I am your GM, Lemur. It, I use GM, Game Master, or Dungeon DM, Dungeon Master interchangeably. So just it's just a fun lingo. Either works. This is my second campaign DMing, and this is my fourth time playing. So if you count the 2 times I've been a player. So I'm still very new to all of this, and I definitely don't follow the rules. If you listen to any of my Star Wars rants, you know that I'm not all about sticking hard to those rules anyway. So we're just gonna have a fun time. Um, so we need to get to some business before we can have some fun.
Mhm.
So you guys have character sheets. We're gonna fill those out real quick. So we're gonna do the real boring part first for anybody who's watching, and then we're gonna get into it. And then at that point, once we actually get into it, I'll have you have us not be in the balloon pit anymore. Um,
Boo.
All
so
hail the balloon pit.
I mean, look, if you really like numbers, congratulations. We get to talk about numbers for 10 minutes. If you
yes,
don't like numbers, enjoy the ball pit.
yes. We are doing a modified version of this. So what we're doing is typically you would roll for your stats. So each player, so the 2 of them each have a character sheet, and they're going to roll for the stats. So the numbers, how strong they are at certain things. Normally there's a lot more math. I'm just going to give you numbers, you're going to assign them. So this is just we're talking numbers, we're not doing math currently.
I'm too stupid for math, so all good.
I'm currently not getting paid to do math, so I don't do math.
Woo.
So on your character sheet, there are those little blank spots for strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. The numbers that you have to pick from. So you have a 10, 10, 9, 9, and 8 that you need to assign. So it is 2 10s, 2 9s, and an 8.
And I could, just making sure, I could be stupid, but the higher number is stuff we're good at, the lower numbers stuff we're not as good at. Yeah?
Yes, good clarification question. Yes. A little bit of a spoiler for Kelsey's character, I would probably say your weakest point is strength.
Chat is in. Oh yeah, Chat and I are on the same wavelength right now.
Yeah, 10 for charisma. Where Mana's character, I would say, is not the low. Their lowest is probably based on their backstory they gave me, is probably intelligence. And that sounds mean now, but it makes sense. I'm trying not to spoil things for your character because we will do character introductions.
Yeah.
But you do what you think is best with those 5 numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm so excited for you guys to meet each other.
Sure.
I also I added in another NPC while you're doing that. I added in another NPC yesterday, and I'm very excited about them. I had to stop though because I ran out of room.
This is going to be a very crowded train.
Honestly. All right. So do you have those numbers, the 2 10s, the 2 9s, and the 8 assigned?
Yep.
Okay, great. So now this is where we get into a little bit of math. I kind of lied to you. So now you're going to be purchasing modifiers.
Okay.
So on your sheet, those are things like athletics, sleight of hand, stealth, history, investigation, and so on and so forth. Before we get into that though, I have some modifiers to give you based off of your backstories. So again, this is going to sound mean, but it will make more sense after they introduce their characters.
Listen, I would end up being a hillbilly. It is what it is.
All right, so Mana, where did you go? Oh boy.
I'm here. Wait,
You're here. Sorry, I have a master Google Doc that I have like the whole campaign on, and I couldn't find where I had my notes for you. So, Mana, you are going to do a -2 on history,
Okay.
and a -2 on insight. Again, this will all make sense when they introduce their characters. I promise I'm not being an asshole for no reason. And then you are going to do a +2 on athletics.
History and insight.
So history and insight are going to be -2s, and athletics are going to be a +2. Kels?
Yep.
Yours, which are, you're going to do your so these are disadvantages, are the minus numbers. Advantages are the plus. Your disadvantages are -2 on strength and -2 on intimidation.
Okay. That's
I
fair.
felt that.
And then +2 on animal handling.
Perfect.
Wild animals.
All right. So
you'll find out why I have a +2 for animal handling. I'm so excited.
All right. So now you're going to be purchasing modifiers. So now I'm going to give you. Oh, excuse
Wait, we're
me.
getting paid?
Yay! We didn't do anything, but we're
money?
getting paid.
So I'm giving you 15 points. So this is where this might get a little confusing, and this is where I kind of lied to you about the math. I'm going to give you 15 points to fill in the rest of those modifiers.
Okay.
You just can't get higher than a +3.
Okay.
And you also cannot take out your negatives. So
can we add to our pluses?
Yes.
Okay.
So your pluses, like if you wanted to make it a +3, you could spend a point to make your animal handling +3. Okay. If you run out of room, I will allow, you can take one of your disadvantages and make it a -1 to spend a point. I will allow that, but only one. The other one has to remain a -2. So our characters are Himbo and Fluttershy.
Himbo and Fluttershy. Oh my god.
I'm so excited. So my other group of players got me this mug for Christmas. I don't know if you can see it because of the thing. It says "World's Okayest Dungeon Master."
Okayest. Okayest.
Yeah, so my other players got me for Christmas.
Amazing.
I also wore my DM shirt today, which I can show you. I don't know if I'll show you right now, but I'll show you later.
Yeah, well, you can show it after I take off the balloon pit that you
Yeah.
won't let me keep.
All right, so do you have your 15 point? You could spend up
do.
to 15 points. Like, you don't have to do all of it if that's overwhelming. These basically in an action, so say you are camping, and this is not our scenario, I'm just an example. You're out camping and there are some wolves that come up. You can use, if you have a plus in animal handling, when you roll, you can add that to your roll to make it higher. So like you roll your d20, I just rolled a 17. If I had a +3 in animal handling, that would be a 20. It's a dirty 20, which means it's not an automatic success. Which makes me think I should probably talk a little bit about my house rules.
Sounds good.
So just general rule of order, and I swear this is probably the last thing we're gonna do that's boring, and then we'll get into the fun stuff. So make it clear who is speaking. If you are speaking or if your character is speaking, I will do my best. I lost count. You will know who you're talking to with NPC wise. I've got 16 of them. 17 of them. I forgot to add somebody in there.
Damn.
So yeah, there's a lot. So it's okay. I will make sure you know who you're talking to. Just make sure that, like an offhanded comment, if you're not making it, like I might jokingly react to it in character, but you'll need to specify if you were saying it versus your character.
You got it?
Turns and actions. In order to complete an action, you need to communicate your intentions first. So you can't just like roll, and you guys are using roll or a website. I'm a nerd and I have
I don't know if anyone
my
can
little
see
dice
that,
tray.
but we have
It's okay, it's
Googled
on-
dice roller on Google,
Yes.
and there is a dice roller.
No, my dice is on my table, and my secrets are also on my table that you will not get to see. So you need to communicate your intention. That will help me keep the game going smoothly, not slowly. Ideally not slowly. Keep the game moving smoothly. If you piss me off and you're rolling out of turn too much, I might just fail you for fun. That is my all-powerful GM ness. So it's just, wait your turn. Make sure you're talking to the group. You guys want to be successful together. This is a co-op game. One of you isn't going to be the grand victor of all.
Not with that attitude.
Reroll.
Believe in yourself.
Occasionally, I'll let you do a reroll, like a second attempt at something. But I usually will probably make you try something else. So like if you roll, so on a D20, which is one of these bad boys that you can definitely see really tiny in my hand. It's numbered 1 through 20. It's really obvious what is available on that. But 1 is a critical miss and a 20 is a critical hit. So 1 is an automatic failure, a 20 is a success. When I referred to a dirty 20 earlier, it just meant that you rolled lower and got up to it. So it's not an automatic success if you get to a 20 with modifiers. You can get over 20 with modifiers. But usually if you roll a 20, I'm just going to tell you that you don't need to add your modifiers and you're successful. So story and time progress are super flexible. So if I give you a vague answer of, yeah, it happened like a couple hours ago, I don't know. To quote Doctor Who, people assume that time is a strict progression of cause to effect, but actually from a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint, it's more of a big ball of wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. That's the vibe here. Pretty much everything else we'll get to. I think that's pretty much it. I'll check back in on the rules for ability checks and how to use those when we get to it.
Okay.
They're probably tonight is a big we're going to do introductions to characters and introduction to the world, and you might do some skill checks, and we'll get there when we get there. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Does anyone have any questions presently?
Okay, so as of right now, we only have the stats that you gave us, like the minus plus
Mhm.
2. Okay, good. Because I was like, was I supposed to be rolling dice this whole time?
No. See, that's
Okay,
where
no.
we don't need to now. If so, say like if you're trying to unlock a door,
Mhm.
that's when I probably will have you roll. So, but we don't need to worry about that now. I think that
Okay, good. I
is
feel better.
it.
I was like, wait, I was supposed to be doing homework while Lemur was talking.
No, you're good. All right. So, point of order before I meant to send you guys cute little tickets, didn't do that. So Kelsey, your room number is C6.
Okay.
Mana, your room number is that's not your room. It's 3, C3. So you will need to note that down. You will be asked in the intro to present a ticket. You do have it. Don't worry about it. You can just
Perfect.
when we get into that that part of when we get into the role playing, you have your ticket. You're fine.
Perfect.
My dog ate it.
You're not getting on the ship. All right. So I have one final question.
Okay.
Yeah, present ticket labeled C4
Yeah.
and it blows up. I have one final question.
Is that why you didn't give
24
me
hours
that
left to
room
live.
number?
There.
Shortest
somebody in C4.
campaign ever.
Let me check. I sent you guys the map, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It was in C4. Cool.
I didn't actually look at the map, so if you want to share your screen, I will take off the balloon thing and.
Oh gosh. Okay. Share screen.
Never mind. I don't actually know how to take it off.
Among Us.
Aha. There we go. Grid view. Okay.
Okay. Is it gonna open up to where my Skype tab is? Is that what's gonna happen here?
I
Share
do
screen.
not remember. It should ask you what you want.
Okay, perfect. I will just drag and drop it in here. Actually, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get rid of chat so you don't see yourself. Check my screen if there's anything weird going on here, and make sure I'm not in my GM notes. Okay, share. Can you see it? I cannot see it.
It's a little bit small, but
Yeah, we're zooming in.
perfect.
So this is our ship for our trip, the Siren. Note that there is a stair step to get up to the bridge, and then that there are stairs down to get to the crew level. The bridge is above the observation deck, library, kitchen area, and then the crew quarters are directly below the passenger quarters.
Sounds good.
So that is what we're working with. I realized a little too late that my ship looks like something else.
Oh,
I didn't say it though. Just pointing it out.
that said it.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Stop sharing. I'll see this. Okay, now I gotta turn my camera back on. Good grief.
And just as a heads up, if you see me looking at my phone, it's because I'm looking at the map. It's where I've got
No worries.
my map loaded up. So.
All right, so we've got that back. So final question before we get started. I will ask it, and then I will ask you guys for your answers. Mana, how is your character on timing? Are they on time, late, or early? Early on time, late.
Due to his training, always early.
Okay.
Or else punishments would happen.
Okay. Kels, same question.
I'm probably going to be closer to late. Let's be honest.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna start. Excuse me. We're gonna start with Mana. You're gonna get there first, and then so what we'll do is how this is gonna work is we're gonna take turns, and then you're going to. It'll make sense story wise how I get you guys back together. I promise. We're gonna start off. You're gonna be in the shipyard. You're gonna get on the board. On board, you're gonna interact with some characters. You're gonna get settled in your room. Then we will cut. Go over to Kelsey's character. Same scenario. When that interaction is over, we will get there. We'll be back together. Make sense?
Makes sense to me.
All right. So since we are starting off with Mana, could you give us the Sparks notes of your character, please?
Hello, I'm Jared. I'm 19. I never learned to read. I wish. God, I wish that was my. You have no idea.
You got the option. You did get the option.
I could have. Damn. Oh well. I guess I can't be Jared. Anyway, actually, I'm Kaz. I'm age 19, and I did learn to read. I'm the son of a military captain who has gotten amnesia in an accident while trying to save his father. Sadly, his dad passed away in an explosion. Kaz also got hit by the explosion, and it was so severe he got amnesia. He doesn't remember his last name, but one day, while recovering in the hospital, he got a mysterious letter that told him to board a mysterious ship if he wants all the answers. That's it.
And you are a human.
I am human. I is a lad.
Are you arriving by yourself?
Yeah. I don't know where I am. I know who is everyone.
Okay.
I'm just.
So you get to Spaceport, which I did not bother to name. It's fine.
Spaceport 1.
And you follow the signs. There's a very large think. Also, can you turn the balloons off? Oh,
I did.
did you?
Yeah.
Why do I still see balloons?
I don't know.
See balloons.
Okay, well, I still see balloons. That's fine. It's on stream. Fine. Anyway, my bad. Sorry.
If you
everybody.
look up in the top corner, there should be a view button, and you can take yourself off of Together View.
The SS Sirens.
Okay, I guess we're gonna go with grid. I don't want to go to grid view because I'm huge now.
Well,
Oh well, it's
I
fine.
am like half of our stream, so
It's fine. I think it's more so what is showing up on stream. Sorry. Focus. All right. So think like just the biggest like train station you've ever seen. It's very clean. There are a lot of people from lots of different races all walking around. And as you follow the signs, you see the Siren, which is the ship that is about to take you on your interplanetary journey. There is a human man and an android standing at the gate. And there's a line of a couple people or beings in front of you. So you'll get in line there. The human man and the android are checking people in. It gets to the person in front of you's turn, and you get to hear that this person's not quite really having a good day. I said an elven woman, very tall, blonde hair, dressed to the nines. You're kind of getting that, not to be rude, but a bitch vibe off of her. She's not a very nice woman. She's being very short. She's being very short with the human and the android. You can tell that the android, you can't quite hear what they're saying, but you can tell that the android is kind of like jerking a little bit. So maybe it's an older model. And this woman finishes checking in with them and walks up the gangplank with the human man. And they disappear into the ship. So you approach, and it is just the android standing there. And he greets you. Hello, human. Name, please.
Kaz.
Kind of just.
How are you?
He kind of just. He doesn't really have facial features. He's got like eyes and he's got a mouth. He's got these little indents in his cheek that light up when he speaks, but there's no jaw movement, there's no facial features. So truly, the only gesture that you get out of him is that he kind of tilts his head and pauses for a second and goes, Kaz? Kaz who?
I'm very sorry. I recently suffered amnesia and I don't remember my last name. I just know my name's Kaz. I got this letter, and they told me to board this ship.
Oh, and he kind of like holds up his data pad and he looks and ticket, please, and he hands out his hand to you. Do you hand him your ticket? And then so he's looking at it, looks and says, "Oh, so very sorry, sir." And he pulls up your information, and I immediately forgot what room you were in.
C3, I think.
There you are. Yes, you are in C3. Did you check in your luggage at the other gate?
Yeah, my luggage. Yes. I don't have much, so it was just a bag. Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything that needs to go in the cargo bay?
No.
Excellent. And he kind of turns and he looks, and like you kind of see a little like spark coming out of the side of him, like he's an old droid. And you see a blue woman walking down the down the gangplank towards you, and she kind of shouts and goes, "Hey, Dusty, I got this one." And so she kind of runs up and greets you and says, "Hello, dearie. My name is Alora. I am your lead attendant." And as she smiles, you can see that she's got very large, kind of fang teeth. She's got very white hair, or she's got white hair that are put up in little buns. Because we're in space and someone needs space buns.
Space buns. I love her.
And this woman, and as you can tell by her white hair and blue skin, is a changeling woman. And so she looks at your ticket. She asks you, "Can I see your ticket, please?" And Dusty, the android that she was just speaking to, kind of perks up and goes, "Oh, here, Miss Idri, here," and hands it to her because he did not give it back to you. And so she looks at your ticket. "Oh, yes, C3. I need to have a better, easier note of where that is. Perfect. Follow me." So the two of you, do you follow her?
Yes.
Good. We were going to have an interesting time if you did not want to do that. So you follow her up. You, looking at the map, the entrance, you kind of have to go through the cargo bay. And so as you walk through the cargo bay, you see, there's lots of big boxes and suitcases and such, and there's some doors that are all labeled, like crew only, danger, that fun stuff. And you walk through and you get into the passenger quarters. And the first two door rooms that you see are C12 and C11. So you walk further down and you get to the second to last row of rooms. You enter on the right side is your room, and she shows you in. As you walk into your room, you see there's a very simple bed. There's a table, some plush chairs to sit on. And she kind of starts showing you around the room. She gestures, there's a viewport here that you can see once we take off, that you could see out into space. There is, and then she kind of turns and gestures behind her. There is this port here in case of emergency. This is how you access the hallway into the escape pod. You share an escape pod with the passenger in room 1. So in case of emergency, the two of you will activate your ports here, and you will go in and you will get into your escape pod. What else? What else am I forgetting, Maverick? the entertainment area, the dining room, recreational lounge. If you go back and out into the hall that we came in on, if you go the opposite way we came, you'll see a round room that will bring you. There's the set of doors that will lead you to all of those places. In about an hour, since you were nice and early, we will be taking off. And right after that, we will be having a welcome drink. If you don't have to, it's not necessarily like, and she kind of stutters and realizes that she said the wrong thing. And so she kind of blushes, but of course, being a changeling woman, her cheeks turn more purple than a pinky or a red. Excuse me. It's more of a happy hour. It's just to get everybody together on the ship and for you to meet the captain. And yeah. And she kind of just stops talking and looks at you.
Although I guess I old enough. No, I think. I'm sorry, my bad, but I understand what you mean. Thank you for the information. Very informative.
Truly, this is the only required interaction. If you would like to spend however you would like to spend the rest of your voyage is up to you, but we do require you attend this meeting that will do more safety discussions and such. Is there anything else that you need?
Yes, actually. On what kind of event would I need this escape pod, if I may ask?
She kind of just. I mean, I don't want to jinx us. But in case of a ship malfunction or cabin pressure loss or pirates or the like.
Pirates. Sorry.
That sort of thing.
Oh, all right. I understand. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And she kind of just goes to maybe try to shake your hand, and then she just goes for a okay, bye, and walks away.
I can see them trying to figure out a high five or a handshake, just
yeah.
Yeah, you fight good. All right, bye.
All right, and then you are left to your own devices to hang out in your room, and we are going to switch over to Kels.
You have some free time. What would you like to do?
Yeah, what would you like to do with it?
Yeah.
I'm getting some Danganronpa vibes right now. Anyway.
All right, Kels, minus the obvious, is anybody coming with you to see you off?
I feel like my mom would probably come,
Okay.
see me off. At least make sure I actually make it there.
All right, Kels, can you introduce your character, please?
Yeah, my name is Violet. I am a 10-year-old girl from the planet Estrad, and I am our planet's winner of our the spelling bee. And so I am going to I'm basically going on this train in order to get to the next planet, which is going to be where the 104th interplanetary spelling bee is taking place. So yeah. I'm human.
God, I wish that was me.
Yeah, you're human.
Yeah, I'm human. With me, I have His Royal Highness Theodore Barrington. He is a black bear. And yeah.
That's the bestest boy in the whole campaign. Right? I am out of the running. I can't compete against the bear.
And let me just say, everyone is going to have to put respect on his name. I do expect His Royal Highness at least to be said.
Barrington.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he's His Royal Highness Theodore Barrington. I probably put more effort into planning his character than my own character, but that's okay. As soon as Lemur let me have a bear, it was over.
Truly. All right, so we did not prep me playing your mother at all.
No.
But I thought about that. I was like, shit, I should have asked. So we're running a little late. Your mom's got some bags with her. I assume are you and His Royal Highness just kind of like walking with her?
Yeah.
Or you? I'd imagine, honestly, this whole time I was imagining Violet just riding him around at any opportunity that
Probably,
she's
yeah.
got.
You know.
Excuse me.
Probably because if not, like I'd be trying to trail a few steps back because mom is being embarrassing because she's so worried that I'm going to be riding this train alone that she's getting a little smothering.
Mm-hmm. Now, okay, so we're gonna. I should have asked you what you thought of your mother. I'm so sorry for if this is not what the vibe that you
No,
got.
you go for it. I didn't put any thought into her.
So now, sweetheart, did you packed your toothbrush,
Mm-hmm.
snacks
Yes.
for Theodore?
Yes, of course.
Gosh, is there anything else that you could? I think you have everything.
I mean, I think I'm taking half the house, Mom. I think I'll be okay. I swear.
I can't believe your father convinced me to let you go with Theodore and no one else.
Mom, you know better. It's His Royal Highness Theodore Barrington. I told you I was going to do this.
I know.
This is so good. I stand.
Yes.
I love how
yes.
Chet's like uncrossed fingers behind your back.
And she kind of just sighs and she goes, yes, His Royal Highness. I'm so glad he's coming with you, dear. And just, you can tell. It's just one of those things where she has just, you have corrected her so many times that, like, at this point, she just is exasperated anytime she has to think about it. So you walk up to that same gate, and that android is standing there alone. And he kind of, he's looking at his data pad, and he's kind of searching through stuff and fiddling around, and he looks up at you and goes, oh, hello. And then he kind of turns and he sees His Royal Highness. He kind of cocks his head and goes,
I love the hesitation in your voice. Anyway.
I assume that you are Miss. He kind of looks back up again and looks at you and looks back, mostly because I have to
find my last name. I had to look it up too. You're good.
You are Miss Alnak.
Alanak, yes.
Alanak, yes.
And he is His Royal Highness Barrington.
And again, it's the same description. You can kind of see just this blank face. He kind of cocks his head the other way because, yes. We had 3 more passengers we were waiting for, and here are 2 of you. Can I see your ticket, please?
Here you go.
Takes your ticket.
Do I have 2 of them, just like as a question? Do I have a ticket for His Royal Highness Theodore Barrington too?
He's kind of like fancy he's luggage, essentially. Like, they knew.
Does he get a luggage tag?
Fancy.
And so, yeah, you just have the 1 ticket, and it kind of like in like the there's like bold print at the bottom, traveling with bear.
Giant letters, like, danger
Fragile.
right around it.
Oh dear. And so he looks at your ticket and goes, you are in room C6.
Cool.
An attendant will be here shortly. And he kind of looks around. He's like, guys, help me. It's kind of the vibe he's giving off. And from the top of the runway, the gangplank, you can see this kind of dark figure poke his head out. And you can see a flash of like yellow eyes, and you hear this kind of like, ah! And like runs back inside.
Oh my God. It's some Looney Tune level shit.
Theo,
Love it.
Our reputation precedes us.
And he kind of just looks at you and just growls and just vibing. So instead of that figure, there's a very there's a human male who comes back out. He's got very nice tan skin. He's got bright flaming red hair. And he kind of as he comes down, he kind of goes like, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense." uh, uh, Hail and well met. My name is Eamon, and I am one of the attendants for this journey. Who do we have here?
This is His Royal Highness Theodore Barrington.
His Royal Highness.
He especially likes it if you bow.
Oh, okay. And he kind of just like looks at your mother, and at, who is like, please bow. And he looks at the droid, and kind of just is like, he just kind of very like puffs out his chest a little bit, and he like puts his hand in front, and one hand in front, one hand in the back, and just bows ever so slightly, not breaking eye contact with the bear the entire time, and is like, "Your Majesty," and he kind of straightens up, and he Maverick's being bad. Hold on. Oh, buddy, go, sweetheart. And as he straightens up and he goes, Dusty, how many more passengers do we have? Just robot, who you've now learned his name's Dusty, looks at his pad. I almost called it an iPad. That's basically what it is. He looks at his iPad. He's like, one more, Mr. Crowell. Kind of sighs and he goes, dude, I told you, like, Eamon's fine. Like, you don't have to call us like Mr. and Miss and like, what the hell, dude? And then he kind of like stops and he's like, oh, what the heck, dude? He's like, yes, child.
Theo, he swore. He's got to put $1 in the swear jar too. See, I told you it's not just me.
He kind of looks a little. His Royal Highness kind of looks back up at you and just kind of looks disgruntled, like back at Eamon, and is just like, now, if you follow me, I assume that are you this child's guardian? He looks at your mother, and she kind of goes, yes, I am. If you would like, you could come with us to get Violet settled in. And like in the middle of him saying that, your mother is fucking all over it. She's like, yes, I absolutely want to do this. So the
Mom, we'll be fine.
No, I just want to see your room, sweetheart. Like, it'll be fine. It'll be great. And then I'll leave. It'll be great.
She's gonna do real good finding out about the escape pod, I'm sure.
And so he shows you through the same path that Mana went on. You go up through the cargo bay. You see doors that say, like caution, danger, crew only, all that fun stuff. You walk into the passenger quarters, and I gave you 6. Okay. Yep. You get about halfway down the hallway, and on the left, he motions you to room 6, and he opens the door, and you walk in. Very similarly, you have a bed, and instead of a table, though, the table is gone. There is no table in your room. You do have a chair, and there is a rather large-looking dog bed. That they have set up for His Royal Highness to sleep on. And so we got your instructions, he says, Eamon says, looking at your mother, and we did supply a bed for Mr. Barrington.
His Royal Highness.
Excuse me. He's just like, this is gonna be a day and a vibe.
This man is not paid enough.
No. And so he kind of gestures, and he shows you. He goes through the whole bit. He shows you the viewport. He talks about the escape pod, and when your mother looks alarmed, he does say, "Now don't worry, ma'am, because just see who's sharing that escape pod with you really quick.
Mhm.
I forgot. Oh, that's who I did. Okay. There we had we've already briefed the passenger that is in the adjoining room that would share the escape pod if needed. She has agreed that she will make sure and keep an eye on your daughter the whole time if an emergency comes up. And your mom's kind of just like, can I talk to her? Can we have a chit chat? And Eamon kind of was like, I believe Miss Goldgrug is a little busy, so maybe you could send her a communication after but we need to go. And so I will wait out in the hallway. You two can say your goodbyes, and then, ma'am, I'm going to have to escort you off the ship. And the two of you are left in your room.
Bye.
Okay. Fair.
I
Your
am
mom does not
10.
like that. Yeah. I was like, okay, sweetie. Are you sure you didn't forget anything?
Well, it's not like you can get it to me now if I did.
I mean, I guess. And so she kind of just she starts like weeping a little bit.
Mom.
And from behind you, you kind of get nudged, and Theo kind of walks up to her and starts like pushing her out, and like is grumbling. It's like, all right, let's go. And she's like, oh, Theo, kind of like doesn't hit him, but kind of like smacks in his general direction, like smacks the air towards him. And your mother's gone. I didn't do it in Eamon's speech. He did give you the whole thing about there is the happy hour, all that fun stuff. I just realized he didn't tell you that.
Yeah, you're good.
So, I mean, you heard Mana's.
I heard Mana's. We're good.
So yeah, so your mother leaves.
Good job, Theo.
And you are left to your own devices in your room.
I give him one of the snacks that I have in my bag.
Kind of like sniffs it and eats it very quickly.
Good.
And at this point, you're both in your rooms. You some time now has gone by, and you can finally hear that there's some like tones going off in and data pad on your wall for both of you reads, final passenger boarding. Mana, you notice that they're very late. And I don't know how you feel about that. It's not. I was looking at chat. It's not technically happy hour. It's like a
Little
meet and
social
greet situation. I just didn't know what else to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Where you
there's
get Happy Meals.
A
they're not
chance
gonna-
for
yeah.
the child to try to get wine,
yeah.
Oh no.
We haven't
So-
rolled yet. There's a possibility still.
Don't drink and drive, children.
Yeah. I'm gonna make you roll really high if you want me to allow a 10-year-old. So you see out of your window ports. Do you both stay in your rooms the whole time?
I would probably
do
wander
I
around.
do because I'm a little scared.
Okay.
I want to go to the observation deck. Can I
have
go
trust
there
issues.
as we leave?
Yeah.
That's where I want us to go.
Okay. So, Mana, you're going to stay in your room until the required meeting.
Hmm.
Okay, perfect. Excuse me. I prepped and have lots of beverages for myself because I know I was going to talk a lot more than usual. So
It's not for me. It's for His Royal drink.
His Royal Highness deserves wine.
yeah, I don't think they're going to give him wine either.
Wait,
So you
I
enter
don't know
back
if I
in.
missed this detail, but how big is it? Is it like a bear cub or like a
No,
bear?
he's a fully grown bear.
He's a fully grown black bear.
Okay. Okay, it's not a bear cub like I thought. Okay,
No,
never mind.
no, he's
No.
a fully grown bear.
Grown adult bear.
Amazing.
I
Can
And
ride it like a horse.
still cannot believe Lemur let me do this, but
Yeah, I know you're going to make me regret it very quickly, and that's okay.
exactly. We already had Cocaine Bear. Now, logical next step is Wine Bear, you know?
So, as the two of you exit your room, you can see. You kind of look to you check out the hallway. There's currently nobody openly in the hallway. I would like you. We're gonna do a skill check really quick.
Okay.
You're gonna do a roll of 20 for perception.
Okay. Okay, so I rolled a 6 and I have no modifier for perception.
Okay.
So 6.
Out of the corner of your eye,
Mhm.
you see a flash in one of the rooms down towards the cargo bay, but you do not pick up if you actually saw anything or not.
Okay.
So you continue on up. You walk through the corridor, straight into the observation deck. You can see the whole spaceport in front of you. And as you're getting higher and higher in the corner
Mhm.
of the observation deck, let's see, who are you going to meet? There is a small family of ratkin. They are rat people.
Rat people. Okay.
They're rat people.
When you say small family, like, I assume we have parents and at least one child?
There is what appears to be a mother and two boys.
Okay.
Based off of dress and hairstyle, you can kind of suss out that that's mom and her two sons.
Mhm.
The older of the two sons is kind of sitting off behind, super not interested. Like he's got a data pad in front of him. He's reading something,
Mhm.
not interested. The smaller ratkin, who is dressed, he's got his hair kind of all spiky, and he's got a bright green hoodie on. And his mother are standing at the window, and he's kind of got like his face like smashed up against the window, like watching, and his little nose, like, so you can see his teeth like really well because his little nose is like stuck up against the glass, and he's very excitedly like, "Mom!" Like, I'm so sorry if that clipped the audio. And he's just pointing at random
beautiful.
shit, like naming, like, oh, like that's this location, and there's this, and you can see that like she's used to this, and she kind of just sighs, and yep, you're right, Timmy. Yes, that is exactly that's that. So they're off to the left. And again, I'm sorry for screeching. They're off to the left, the three of them are. And to the right, you see an hi, sweetheart. You see a turtle, a very large turtle man. He's got robes on. He's got a staff sitting next to him, and he's kind of just sitting in a chair looking out, and just is very quiet and peaceful. And he kind of looks over at you, and kind of does a nod, and he looks back and he looks out into the sky. Would you like to approach anybody?
The sons, are any of them like what ages are we talking here?
So,
Or like
Ratkin-
relative ages in comparison to like me?
So you can kind of based on size, you're gonna guess roughly, because Ratkin age about the same rate as humans do. You're gonna guess that the younger son is roughly your age.
Okay.
And the older son is definitely older.
Okay.
So based off of, his size and level of excitement, you could probably guess that the younger son, who you heard his mother call Timmy, is probably roughly your age.
But his mom's paying attention to him. I want to go talk to the turtle dude.
All right. I had to get his little bio pulled up. So he's kind of just sitting there, and he goes, "Hello, child."
Hi. This is His Royal Highness Theodore Barrington. Theo, say hi.
And you can tell that he's like very slowly trying to pick out what his words are. And in the meantime, Theo kind of looks up to him. And
Clip it. No.
a very large, very huge clawed hand kind of reaches out very slowly to you. All
I want to shake it.
right, you can shake it. You kind of just you kind of like jostle him a little bit. Did you say your name or did you just introduce Theo?
No, I just introduced Theo.
A bear and bear keeper. What is your name, child?
I'm Violet, but I'm not his keeper. He is the Royal Highness of the Bear Kingdom, you know.
Ah, he just kind of nods to himself. Well, my name is Aldec, and in all of my years, I don't think I've ever met a bear. Are you a prince, dear sir? And he's like looking at Theo now and like conversing with him. It's like, are you a prince, dear sir, or a king? And Theo kind of just is like, I don't know how to answer this question.
He's a prince. He's just really shy about it. He's gonna be king though someday.
Ah, a would-be king. Well, it is an honor. And he kind of like really like bows super, super low.
I like this man.
And so you can see his shell behind him. It's got some dings and nicks in it due to age and just general being about the worldness. He kind of sits back. Oh, God, I almost knocked over my drink. He kind of sits back up and he goes, this is always my favorite part. Take off. Have you ever been on a ship before?
Not before. Is it scary?
I don't think so. I don't remember my first time. And he kind of like looks off into like the distance. And you can kind of tell he's like going through the Rolodex of his mind, like trying to remember what a first would be like at all.
Do I can I like estimate how old he is this time, not in relationship to me? Like, are we talking like hundreds of years? Are we talking
I am gonna have you roll for that.
okay.
I'm gonna have you do an insight roll. See if because I'm gonna what you know about
13.
turtles. You can tell that he's an elderly turtle. He's not, he's not ancient. But he could be, anywhere in human years, anywhere from like 60 to 80. So that's kind of the general vibe that you're getting from him.
Was your first trip like a million years ago?
I am 10. 70 to 80 is a long time.
Very long. He kind of just pauses. He goes,
150 for real.
he kind of just pauses and he looks and he kind of looks out and he goes, something like that, yes. You're rather quite amusing. What are you traveling for?
I want a spelling bee, so now I'm gonna go take part in another spelling bee. I'm gonna win that one too. Here,
and I'm gonna open up my bag and I want to hand him my flashcards.
Oh my God. His clawed hand like takes them and he takes them between two of his claws and like picks them back up. And am I quizzing you?
Yeah, quiz me. I try to get Theodore to do it, but he doesn't do it very well.
I can imagine. I could take a guess as to why. And so he looks and do you want me to supply? Yeah, so
you can like quiz me. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but
he gives you a word. I'm gonna have you. Just roll your d20 for me.
Okay. Another 13.
You get it right. So he kind of just goes through and gives you a couple words and you spell them correctly. And this goes back and forth for a little bit. Kind of just, you are truly good at this. Is this your passion, child?
No, not really. I'm just good at it.
Yeah, I understand. There are certain things that I am good at that are not my passion.
Does your mom give you extra allowance when you get them right too?
Oh, dear heart, if my mom still gave me money.
Eh,
She's been gone for a long, long time, and that's okay. I'm not sad about it. I don't want you to be sad about it either. I don't know why he's all of a sudden British, but that's where we're going.
I've unlocked the
Um,
specialty of this man.
and but I could imagine, yes, if she was still here, she might give me more allowance for doing what I'm good at correctly.
What are you good at?
He sets down your cards next to him and he kind of reaches back behind him and he grabs his staff. He kind of holds it in his two claws and he's like, "Would you like a demonstration?"
Mhm.
And so he's kind of like sitting there, and he kind of gets up and he's like, "Please have a seat."
Okay, I
And
sit down.
so you sit down, and Theo is sitting next to you, and it's just like, oh boy, what is this gonna be? And he, as standing before you, he takes his staff and he starts kind of doing like, he essentially starts doing like Tai Chi,
Mhm.
with his staff. He kind of does some motions. You can tell that he is very practiced in them. And then towards the end of his little routine, he kind of does this like really quick maneuver, which throws you off guard because
Mhm.
this is a very slow turtle man. He kind of spins and he brings his staff down at the table that's just like slightly off to you, and he smacks the table with it and splits it in half.
Whoa! Can you teach me to do that?
Dear heart, I don't know if I can do that again. I may get kicked off the ship.
Holy shit.
I want to go
And
look at the table. Like, are we talking? Is it like a clean split, or is it like?
it's a pretty clean split. He hit it like,
Wow.
and as you get up to to look at the table,
Mhm.
all of a sudden to the side of you is that small ratkin boy who was watching the whole thing and was like, "Mister, that was so cool! Did you see that?" And he looks at you and he's like, "Did you see that?
Yeah, it was so cool, wasn't it? He just went woo, woo, and woo, and I want to try to like imitate what he was doing. Do I have to roll for that?
No."
Okay.
So you're just kind of like flipping around, and
Mhm.
Aldak has sat back down and is watching you. And as you're doing it, Timmy the ratkin starts doing it too. And you can kind of see like his mother is just slowly like coming up and being like, "Oh boy." uh, oh
They're
dear,
like, I'm gonna
what's
need that red one right now.
Yeah, she's over here
stat?
like I dealt with my
Um,
child. God damn it, there's another one.
I was just doing a time check on myself.
Yeah.
So she kind of walks up and she goes, "Oh dear, sir, are you okay?" And she kind of looks at Aldak and he, "Quite, yes, thank you, ma'am. I was just giving the little girl a little bit of a demonstration." And she goes, "Ah, I'm sure they won't mind the table." And as she kind of like smiles nervously, you
Don't
can
pay
see
for
her
that.
big rat teeth. And she looks at she kind of like brushes her hand over Timmy's head, and goes, "Timmy, do you have a new friend?" And he goes, "Yeah." And she would, "Could you introduce me to your new friend? What's your name?"
I'm Violet, and this is His Royal Highness Theodore Barrington. He's the Prince of the Bear Kingdom. He likes it when you bow.
And he kind of just stares, like blinking, and like with his mouth open, and then very quickly he just like bows,
Good.
and, and his mom is kind of just like, okay, and she goes, oh, okay, and so she grabs like her skirt and kind of does a little curtsy,
Aw.
and she goes, my name is Lizzie, and this is my son Timmy, and over there's Jeremy. Jeremy, come say hi. And he kind of just sits there and he's just like, hi, and like goes back to what he's doing. And you're like, okay, well, I guess we're not. And she kind of like, that's Jeremy.
Like his Nintendo Switch problem.
And so she now exchanges pleasantries with Aldak the turtle. And Timmy
Mhm.
is now standing back up straight. May I address your Royal Highness?
I'm gonna look over at Theo.
Theo's kind of just like, yeah.
He says
Yeah.
yes.
And before Timmy can say any more, his mom kind of turns to him and goes, sweetheart, inside voice, please. Sorry, mom. Sorry. Hi. How old are you? He's looking at Theo and is like, how old are you? And Theo kind of just like looks at him and is like, looks at you like, I can't communicate with this child.
He's an adult in bear years. I think he's younger than my mom, but my mom's like old. So, but he's not as young as us. So he's like somewhere in there, I think.
Hmm.
He never gives me a number though. I've asked him a lot. I think he's shy about it.
So then he just takes that moment and then he kind of does like one of those like Yu-Gi-Oh like anime boy poses and is like, how old are you? And he like points at you.
I'm gonna do a pose right back, and I'm gonna say, I'm 10. How old are you?
8.
Cool.
And then mostly because I forgot. His mom goes, honey, you're 9. I'm 9.
Holy shit.
Do you want to be best friends?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's not what he says. Sorry.
Theo, someone else needs to put $1 in the swear jar.
It's
Can-
fine.
can
My
you
brother
imagine
says
if
it
he
all the
did?
time. My mom can't get him to stop. We got our own room. Do you have your own room?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to share with Jeremy.
Oh, that
But
sucks.
we got our own room and mom's next to us.
Oh. Does your room have a Space Nintendo Switch in it?
Space Nintendo Switch. I love that. That's the next console, you guys. We're predicting it right now. I hope Nintendo's listening and please sponsor us. Anyway.
Please, Nintendo.
Yeah, wait, there's numbers after 8. So he kind of looks, he thinks to himself, he's like, I don't think I saw one. Does your room have one?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and he kind of like fiddles with his pockets, which he's kind of got like cargo shorts on, so they got like real big pockets. And he's pulling out like just random shit. And just you don't know, he's not exactly sure what he's looking for. So he's kind of like digging and he's just like, where's your mom?
My mom's at home. Where's your dad?
I'm about to get this kid's tragic backstory about how his dad died in some like mining accident 5 years ago.
He's
Oh god.
he's home. We couldn't afford for him to come on the trip, so he's at home.
Oh. Well. Oh well.
Better
I've
be
decided
paying
I
that
don't care
child
enough.
support.
So at that, you kind of hear the tone go off. It's the tone that they described earlier about the meeting. So as that tone goes off, so Mana, in your room, you hear this. Kels, well,
Five of
six of
us?
you, because there's 3 Ratkin, the Turtle Man,
Oh, yeah.
you and Barry. There's 6. The 6 of you are standing in the observation deck, and from the door, you see a tan dwarf woman walk through. She's got lovely, beautiful, long purple hair that's all done in lots of very intricate braids. And she goes, right, come with me. It's time for the meeting. So you all follow her through. I assume you're not going to break the rules.
Yeah, I don't have any reason to break the rules.
So she she escorts you into the dining area. Mana, when you leave your room, you can see that there are a few other passengers. There is that elven woman that you saw when you checked in. There is
Karen.
there is a very tall dragonborn man. A dragon man, literally. Who has a
odd.
very small dragonborn child following him.
He is a DILF.
Oh my god. I didn't expect that one. Not gonna lie. But
And
okay, we're starting out.
as you follow the 3 of them behind you, there is a grug woman. That's a frog person.
Okay.
Oh, a grog.
frog
I'm
folk.
like, a grog?
There's a frog woman walking behind you, and the that's what the 5 of you all walk through. You all get seated in the dining area, and Kaz, the only spot left in the dining area is right next to a small little girl and her bear. So you got to sit.
All right.
Is it the seat next to His Royal Highness? Like no one
Next to
wants
you.
this. Okay, I was going to say, does
So-
no one want to sit next to Theo?
I would say Timmy is on the other side of Theo. So like in like there's some tables set up, and so there's a spot next to you that's open that Kaz is about to sit in. Timmy is sitting on the opposite side of His Royal Highness, and then there's his mom Lizzie and his brother Jeremy.
Okay.
And you guys get seated. Before I invite you to do any interaction that you would like with each other for the first time.
Okay.
As you look around, you see the crew are all wearing some sort of orange getup. You see the droid that you both learned named was Dusty, standing in the corner, and you can tell that he's talking because the lights are going off on the side of his cheeks. I do have pictures for all these guys that we'll put on Twitter so you guys can all see them. But the droid is talking to
Especially the dragon daddy.
the droid is talking to the human man that escorted you, Kels, Eamon, and a elven man. And then 3 of them are conversing. The elven man has very large pointed ears. He's kind of got the sides of his head are shaved, and he's got that man bun going on. So it's longer on top with the sides shaved. So those 3 are conversing. This is all in the front, kind of towards the kitchen. There is that changeling woman that escorted you, Kaz. Alora, she is talking to a very short gnome woman with dark gray skin and teal short hair. And the 2 of them are just kind of chit-chatting back and forth. In the corner, you can see standing off at the distance, the woman that ushered your group in, Kels,
Mhm.
the dwarven woman with the purple hair, is walking towards a rather nervous looking Kenku, Birdman.
Yes.
You're like,
Sorry.
Um,
"Oh,
which was the shape that disappeared when he saw you earlier.
No.
So there's
that
a
a
rather
hollow?"
skittish looking Kenku. This Kenku is essentially like the anamorph of like a raven. So he's got beautiful black feathers and a raven's beak. She walks up to him or to them and is talking. And in so that's the extent of the crew that you can see.
Okay.
At the table, sitting down, um, towards the front, closer to the crew, there is that elven woman
Mhm.
with the long blonde hair, very large point, and very like pale. Um, off to her side, a little, or off to her side is Aldak, the turtle, so
Mhm.
the turtle man. Um, and sitting next to him is a changeling man that you have not seen before. He's got shoulder length, nicely like slick back white hair. He's got a big white mustache. The two of them are just chatting jovially. Um,
Are we when you say mustache, are we talking like Doug Dimmadome? You know, like
like Ron
Those
Swanson, like
Dimmadome.
okay, okay.
yeah.
Got Doug Dimmadome, and then we got
You
Timmy
also
Turner.
see
I stole from my mother's purse. Anyway,
you also see there is a black human woman that is kind of sitting off to the also towards the front but off to the side.
Mhm.
She has long her hair is kind of dyed like pink and is in this really like nice intricate bun. And she's kind of just looking at her data pad, minding her own business. Um behind her is everyone's favorite dad, the dragonborn man. Uh, he is taller than everyone, and he's still sitting like seated. He's a very tall man. I think he's like 6'5", but 7 foot if you count the horns.
I should
that's
point out,
wild.
Mana, I'm a 10-year-old. I cannot try to seduce this man without it being weird.
Ah,
Please
But
don't.
you're at least over 18. You've got a chance.
I got a chance. I got a chance. Thank God.
And next to him is well, I wouldn't say next to him. It's like she is trying to be in him. Is this very small dragonborn little girl, um, who is about the same size as you, Kels.
Okay.
So, and she is just tucked into her dad. He kind of like has his arm like kind of like awkwardly around her. And it's kind of like they're sharing a seat, which he barely fits in the seat he's in.
Hmm.
So it's really hard trying to fit more dragonborn in that seat. Um, let's see who else is there. You have the Ratkin family that is sitting close to you, the mother and the two sons.
Hmm.
And there are uh, in the back,
Mhm.
there is the grung. We're gonna call her frog folk. There's the frog lady.
Okay.
Sitting. She's got a rather large barrel that she has set next to her. And she's just kind of quietly like sitting, contemplating, like looking around. She's got really big black eyes. You can't quite tell where she's looking if you turn around to look at her. But she's just quietly sitting. And in the very back row, there is a man with a helmet on who has his feet up on the table in front of him, and he's kind of leaning back. And his helmet, kind of similarly to like Loki, has like horns that go out the front.
Hmm.
And he kind of just is sitting there, like, and you can tell, like, just the whole vibe off of this man is like, I don't give a shit.
Asshole.
So that is our cast of characters that are all here.
Okay.
With the two of you, so the meeting hasn't quite started yet because we are missing our captain. So
Okay.
there's kind of everybody's kind of just talking to themselves. Would you like to talk to yourselves?
Sure. I am probably very bored. I don't know how long I've been in here. How long have we been in here, this room for, at this point?
I would say probably like 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I am very bored. And is there anything on like the tables in front of us or anything? Do we have tables
There's
in front of
nothing.
us?
There are tables.
Okay.
There's nothing that they set out, but like you could have like stuff of yours that you had set out to like keep yourself occupied.
Hmm.
Your space tendos.
Yeah, I don't have a Space Tendo Switch in my inventory. I am going to probably be bored enough. Does Kaz have anything on him that is like shiny or interesting that I might be interested in?
A locket.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna. Mm, do I ask about it or do I'm gonna try to like angle to get a better look at the locket. Can I do that? Do I need to roll for that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I want to look at the locket that he's wearing.
Kaz, do you notice this?
Uh,
This child who is now like,
Yeah.
Hello.
steal it. Chat says steal it.
I'm very tempted. Like I did give myself some sleight of hand. I mean, is it sitting outside of his clothes?
no, he's just wearing it around his neck.
I'm gonna try to, I don't know that I'm going to try to steal it, but I am gonna try to touch it.
Okay. Oh. Hello, little.
Hi.
What are you? Yeah,
This.
this? My locket?
Mhm. What's in
Oh,
it?
supposed to be, but got burned. So it's only half of it died.
I think you broke up there.
I did.
Yeah, you want to repeat that a little louder?
Yes. Um. Well, it's something important to my family, but it got burned. Um. So only half of it is inside. But I don't remember a lot. I'm sorry. I seem to be suffering from a condition called it. How old are you?
I'm 10. What's amnesia?
Right. So amnesia is a condition where if you get hurt in your head very badly, you don't remember much about anything. So it's memory loss. I lost my memory.
So, do you not remember what you ate for breakfast this morning?
I can remember that much, but any
What about
important
yesterday
detail.
morning?
Uh, yes, I do believe I remember that much.
What about the day before that?
You're gonna
Um,
have to like redirect me.
listen. Do you have a parent around? Do you, are you here by yourself?
I have my bear.
Uh,
And like
wait,
in response,
a
Theo kind of
bear?
just "Mah."
Mhm. This is His
Uh,
Royal Highness Theodore Barrington. He's the Prince of the Bear Kingdom. He likes it when you bow.
oh, um, um, sure. Hello, you. Uh, and then I
His
just
Royal
like
Highness.
awkwardly give the like lowest bow that I can while I'm sitting down, while feeling kind of like, what am I doing with my life right now? I'm talking to a bear. Um,
And as you do that, Theo kind of like sits up. He was sitting back, and he's kind of been going back and forth between watching Violet, and Timmy is just talking to him. um, so he's kind of going back and forth between like pretending to listen to what Timmy is saying and then actually like paying attention to Violet, which is what he's supposed to be doing. So he kind of looks and he kind of sits back and he looks at you, just kind of like, like nods. He kind of like looks off, and you could tell that he like in the corner of his eye, he's watching you.
So I have a question. You
Mhm.
said that he's the king of the Bear Kingdom?
Prince of the Bear Kingdom, yeah.
Oh, Prince. I'm sorry. Um, does that make you the princess of the Bear Kingdom as well?
Mm, nobody's gonna take me there one of these days. He said so. He promised.
Oh, okay. So he just goes everywhere with you.
Mhm.
Okay. I see you have a wonderful friendship. I'm
Mhm.
very, very happy to see that.
Yeah, it's good. Do you have anyone
Eh,
you're traveling with?
Um, unfortunately, no.
That's
I
sad.
I'm here to figure that out, actually. I got a letter telling me that I had to be here. So hopefully, whoever's in charge of this ship, I think that's what it is, um, whoever's in charge will probably be able to answer a few of my questions about myself and anything else that might be useful.
That dude over there told me some things.
And I want to point at Eamon.
What
Okay.
kind of things?
I don't know, stuff about the ship.
Um, are they are they important?
I mean, he seemed to think so.
Okay, that's interesting. What 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 kind of things did he say about this ship? Does he know where we're going?
I'm going to look over at Theo because I have probably already forgotten what he said.
Kind of just starts like grumbling a little, and kind of like with his nose, kind of starts nosing your pocket where your ticket's at.
Okay. I'll pull out my ticket then.
Hmm?
I think
Wait a
we're
minute.
going here.
I assume my ticket says where we're going. I've already forgotten.
Yes. So on your ticket, it reads, your ticket specifically, Violet,
Mhm.
says round trip from. This is where we find out that I used a generator and didn't actually practice saying some of these words out loud. Charia, which is the planet of origin that you left from, and you were traveling to Iora Major.
We're
So
going
your
here.
Iora Major.
Have you been
Sadly,
there?
that doesn't ring a bell for me.
Well,
It's closer to something.
maybe when you
Other
get there,
travel.
you'll remember.
You're right. This is my first time experiencing memory loss, so I'm not sure how it works just yet.
Would you
Uh,
remember if you
Experienced memory loss before?
Sorry, that's what I was thinking. You were saying in character. Sorry.
I got you. And I'm annoying, so I get to say it.
um, yeah. I like I said, this is a very confusing time for me, but I think whatever this trip is leading to will answer all of my questions. I just have to be patient. That is what I learned at the academy.
Are
And
you
on that
going to
note,
the spelling bee too?
before you get a chance to answer
Okay.
that question, behind you, you hear a large bang. And there is a very tall green orc woman who has smacked the feet of the man in the helmet off of the table. And she
Yes,
kind
I
of growls
gatekeep
at
girl
him.
boss.
She kind of growls at him, and with her large lower fangs hanging out of her mouth, she looks pretty scary.
Oh, she's
Um,
probably not gonna like that we already broke a table.
Shit.
It wasn't me.
and she kind of stomps up to the front. And as she walks by, she's kind of got this swagger about her. You can see these like really like intricate and delicate like blue earrings that are hanging from her ears. She's got her hair pulled back into a tight bun, and you can see some braids going back there. Um, And based off of everyone's reactions, you can guess that maybe she is the captain and who you've been waiting for. So everything kind of gets a little quiet, and side chatter, minus the fact that Timmy's probably still talking to Theo. Uh,
Can I
chatter kind
stand
of
on my
goes,
chair to see her better?
sure.
Okay, I'm gonna stand on my chair to see her better.
So she kind of looks out. She kind of looks at you, and it's just like, and she kind of pauses and waits for the crew to stop talking. And they all kind of stop and look at her, and she goes, "Greetings, travelers. My name is Captain Room Tamgar. I am in charge of this vessel, and welcome aboard my ship." She kind of looks around. "I don't want any funny business. We will be on this trip together for 4 rotations. We have all of the amenities and that you may need." Sorry. My cabin boy here is making bad choices.
Now you get to see what happens behind the veil.
scenes.
Yeah. Could watch me yell at my dog while I'm on mute.
Mhm.
She kind of looks around, and you can kind of tell, like, she's pointedly, like, looking at everybody. Like, I don't
want
want
to
any
wave when
funny.
she looks at me.
She kind of looks at you and you wave, and she just nods.
Yay.
And
I got noticed by senpai.
Yay!
she kind of straightens back up because she was a little thrown off by that. And she kind of like runs, does what I just did, and kind of like runs her teeth or her tongue like across her teeth and kind of just thinks. But of course, because of the teeth protruding out of her bottom lip, she kind of get this kind of like sound to go with it.
ASMR.
Sorry. And I would like to continue with introductions, so at least you know everyone in the crew. Meals are served by our cook, and she gestures. I don't remember exactly where I placed them, but she gestures towards the elven man. And he kind of just stands, and he does this kind of motion.
Oh,
Um,
and his male wife. Anyway. Thank God.
Meals are served at, and we're going to use our time because I thought about using military time, but I don't actually know military time, so I'm just going to confuse myself. So we're just going to use the 12-hour clock.
Sounds good.
Meals are served between 8 and 9 a.m. or breakfast, excuse me. Breakfast is served between 8 and 9 a.m. Lunch is available from noon to 1, and dinner is available from 6 to 7. There will be snacks available, and you will need to discuss that with Chef Olivan or Miss Toadstool. They will be able to assist you. And I'm going to turn it over to Chef Olivan for further detail, and he will introduce to you Miss Toadstool. And so she kind of steps back and just leans back. And so she's very much still like clocking all the passengers, very much watching them. And the elven man introduces himself. My name is Galen Olivan. I am the cook here on this ship. My assistant, and he gestures over to the gnome woman. My assistant, her name is Grimgrob Toadstool.
Well, that's a name.
Amazing.
I love Grimgrob so much. We will be here to attend to your needs. Snacks, as Captain Tamgar said, will be available between meal times, but the kitchen is closed after 10. Between 10 and 6 a.m., 10 p.m. and 6 p.m. or 6 a.m., Dusty, our android, will be available for any need that you may have. That way we can all sleep. And you can tell that he's just like, leave me alone. and he doesn't give. You can tell Grim Grub, who is now kind of like walked up next to him, wants to like introduce himself, and then he kind of or introduce herself, and he kind of just goes, "Back to you, Captain," and she kind of looks really grumpy. He's
Aw.
like, "Damn it, I wanted to talk."
Let her speak.
That's me saying it, not
Yeah.
Let her speak.
yeah.
Let
um,
her talk.
our any other needs that you may need? Any other needs you may need?
I felt
Anything
that.
else you may need will be covered by our attendants, Miss Idri and Mr. Crowell. She points towards the changeling woman, and then and the human man in turn. The changeling woman, Alora, steps up and she goes, "Hi guys." She pauses because it's just like, oh, you can tell she maybe forgot what she was gonna say. My name is Alora Idri. I'm the lead attendant on the Siren. If anybody's interested, I think it'd be cool if we did a movie night, some other activities. But Eamon's really good, and she gestures at the human man. He's really good with schedules, and he'll be able to help you out with any of that kind of stuff. And he kind of just like, yeah, that kind of stuff. And without needing the transition, Ruim, the captain, steps back in. Our ship is being taken care of by our chief engineer. The dwarven woman kind of stands up and very proudly looks around. Keely Kinstand, and she kind of bows to everybody. And her assistant, Guido Krell, who, upon hearing his name, squawks. So she kind of gestures and towards the Kenku and her assistant, Guido Krell. And upon hearing his name, you hear and
Mood.
he kind of just like shuffles back. And so if you don't know this about birds, their eyes are kind of like more on the side of your head, their heads. So he's kind of like looking looking around, checking everybody out. You can tell that Violet can tell that his eyes are not too far away from Theo at any point in any time. And Room kind of takes a second after the squawk and goes, "Well, that's our crew. It is currently," and she looks at her, like her Apple Watch, and says that it is currently let's see what time, I don't know what time you guys boarded. It's 4:00. There's 2 hours until dinner. You are free to move about the ship. Please stay in passenger permitted areas. Those areas, of course, are my map. You can stay in the passenger area, the recreational lounge, library, dining room, observation deck. We do ask that you have a crew member with you if you need to access anything in the cargo bay. Does anyone have any questions? And as she says that, she kind of gives this big grin and shows off those fangs like even more.
No questions.
Excellent. I will be up in the bridge. If you need to communicate with me or any of the officers, find anybody in our crew. Have a good flight. And she kind of she stomps back off. And everybody kind of breaks up. And with that, what would you guys like to do?
I want to go find the Dragonborn girl
Okay.
because I
Lana,
want to
do you
make another
wanna-
friend.
Okay.
I wanna see if I can get permission to talk to the captain myself, because I'm like very determined.
Okay, so let's do Mana's first, and then we'll do
Yep.
Elsa's. So sorry, I keep forgetting I'm on camera. So used to just being able to do whatever I want and not be like, oh yeah. So who do you want to walk up to? So the captain is gone. but the rest of the crew is there. They're starting to file out. There are certain passengers that are starting to leave. Don't worry, Kelsar Dragonborns are still right where they are.
Yay.
Who would you like to talk to?
I feel like out of all these people, maybe Dusty would know the most.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go to Dusty. He seems nice.
So as you approach Dusty, he is now conversing with Guido, the Kenku, the Raven, the Birdman. And they're both he's kind of like tweaking. He's twitching a little bit, and Guido's kind of working on little bits of pieces of him. You can assume that he's probably trying to tune him up a little bit. Oh, hello, passenger. Kaz, how may I help you?
Hello. I just want to get straight to the point. I was asked to come into the ship because someone told me I would be able to find some answers. I request an audience with the captain.
Kind of just thinks about that for a second. Captain Tamgar does not want to be disturbed, but I can ask for you. Hold on. Sir? Could I tell her, will you please tell me what this is pertaining to?
I have a condition right now, and I really need answers. I'm a little desperate. I feel like it's urgent.
I will communicate that to her. Please hold. And he kind of shuffles closer to the wall and sticks his finger in an outlet. And he is communicating with the ship. And he kind of just standing there, and Guido is kind of just also standing there, just with his little wings crossed in front of his body. Goes, it's gonna take him a second.
Very well. I am very patient.
Hey guys, sorry, I have just WrestleMania behind me.
What? No, just kidding.
So, I mean, I kind of was standing here, Guido says. So I overheard. I don't think it's particularly rude because I was standing here, so I wasn't eavesdropping, you know what I mean? But you said you were told to be here?
Yes, I was told to be here.
By who?
There was a letter.
A letter?
I just woke up from the hospital. There was a letter. I'm having lots of memory loss right now, so I can't give you the details. But all I know is I was asked to be on the ship. I want to know why.
You just followed the advice of some random letter?
I know it sounds crazy, and I know everyone's going to be very critical of me, but I don't know what else to do. I don't have any other family. Please, I need help.
Sorry. So he kind of just. Sorry, my chair keeps getting bumped by WrestleMania. But so he kind of just oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. He kind of bird eyes you, looking at you. And from the other, next to your right, all of a sudden Dusty kind of boots back up, and Captain Tamgar says that she will talk to you after dinner.
Very well, thank you. I'll go back to my seat.
You are welcome. So are you staying in the dining area?
Okay. I'm gonna get something to drink and eat and just try to get some strength. through
Gotcha.
foods.
So in the dining area, now that the crew is kind of dispersed, you can see that it's kind of a like buffet setup. There's some like prepackaged goods that you could go grab. There's like a, like a soda fountain, that kind of situation. So you can get whatever beverage. You can tell as you look that they are all child appropriate. There is nothing that you could just access that's alcoholic.
Boo!
No drunk 10-year-olds in our ship.
I'll do it. I'll get it done.
You'll find a way.
I will find a way.
So do you just go back to your seat and kind of mind your business?
Yeah, so I grab some food really quick. Something that doesn't look like it's gonna be too like bulky. Because I don't know if like my body is still weak from the hospital. So I want to take things lightly, and I don't want to eat anything that will like, I don't know if like, you know how people get like seasick.
Mhm.
I'm on a ship, so I'm gonna assume maybe that's a thing. But
Okay.
space seasick, I don't know.
Space
I
sick.
don't know. Space sick. So I wanna try to avoid that at all costs because I don't like puking in front of people. That's weird.
I don't think most people do, to be completely honest. And if they do, that's a weird kink.
Yeah.
So
some
yeah,
of
I
that.
grab the lightest food I can possibly get that's very nutritious, and I just go back to my seat and I eat.
Okay. Violet, you and Theo and Timmy.
I have a +1 at all times now.
So Timmy is still very excitedly he's just talking. You don't know what he's talking about. Like it's nonsense, honestly, to Theo. And Lizzie, his mother, has gotten up and is conversing with the changeling man with the stash. And the dragonborn pair are sitting by themselves.
Is she looking over at me at all, or I guess Theo?
So I'm gonna.
You want me to
I'll give it.
roll?
Yeah, roll perception.
I didn't realize I'd want to invest in perception. Nat 20.
Oh hell yeah! So from under her father's arm, you can see these two like yellow kind of glowing eyes just watching you guys. And she is just so like you can really only like suss out the eyes, but she is very much watching you. And with that nat 20, you can tell that she is predominantly looking at Theo.
Okay. I want to take Theo over to her. Yeah.
So as you guys walk up, Timmy is just coming along for the ride.
Yeah.
He has decided you guys are best friends.
I
Sorry.
did tell him we were best friends, so that is fair.
Yeah. So as you walk up, you can kind of hear this squeak coming from under her dad's arm, and the dragonborn dad kind of looks down and he looks behind you and he goes, "Oh, well, hello." And he turns around and you can tell, like, as he's turning, his daughter, who has like cemented herself into him, like comes with him. So it's kind of like a moment. And he goes, "Hello there."
Hi.
And as he smiles, you can see this really like row of big, sharp, pointy teeth. Not in a menacing way.
Yeah.
Just that's what his teeth look like. And he goes, "Hello there. My name is Kron. This is my daughter Evie." And he kind of looks, and as he points down to her, I forgot she's on this side. As she points down to her, she is gone and is now on the other side.
I'm going to pretty much completely ignore him and address her and go,
He doesn't bite. His name's His Royal Highness Theodore Barrington, and he's the Prince of the Bear Kingdom.
And from very quietly in her father's side, you can hear a prince.
He's a prince. Right, Theo?
And he kind of just nods. I need to practice bear
I
sounds,
just-
apparently.
I just get happy inside every time I just hear it.
Ah.
So,
You wanna pet him?
And you kind of see this like jerk from Kron, and he's yeah, that's yes. Because she in her excitement has dug her claws into her dad, and it's just like, yeah, I think that's a yes. And he's just like trying to like get her off, like God, freaking just go talk to the bear. And from her father's side emerges this about the same height as you, dragonborn little girl. She's got a pink tunic on, and a long sleeved like cream blouse under it.
Mhm.
In the arm that was hidden in her father's side, you see a direwolf plushie that looks very well worn and very loved. And she tentatively, as she walks closer to you, and with a clawed hand, kind of just very cautiously, like puts it out towards Theo's nose.
He really likes being pat on the top of his head, and I'm gonna pat him, where he likes.
She kind of just brings her arm back and then like goes in for another approach to
Mhm.
like touch him on the top of his head. And
Yeah.
Theo kind of like leans into it. It's like, yes, friend.
See, he's not scary.
He's like a friend.
He's friend shaped.
He's friend shaped.
For me at least. I'm
She kinda
Violet.
looks- Hi. Hi.
Hi.
I'm and like you can see behind her, her dad is like slowly backing away. Like, yes.
She's like,
Kind
now's
of
my
can-
chance.
My
Let's
bear has
go."
become the babysitter for everyone.
This is free daycare right here. He's just like, oh man, let's go.
My and so she kind of hold my name is Evie, and this and she points a clawed finger at her direwolf plushie is Puds.
Hi, Puds. Can I pet Puds?
And she kind of just sure, and she kind of slowly kind of like holds him out, like Lion King style, like Simba. Like,
Everything the light touches is your kid.
yeah, she holds him out like that.
I'm gonna pet him.
I like him.
Do you freeze? Did I freeze? One of us freeze?
Lemur froze.
Lemur, come back!
Did I
Oh,
freeze?
You froze.
No!
For
No.
2 seconds. Just only for 2
Am
seconds.
I back?
You're back.
Yeah, you're back.
Hello?
Hi.
Okay. Damn it.
The circle of life was too powerful.
It was too, yeah, the Lion King reference was too strong.
Mhm.
So she holds him out, and as you pet him, and brings him back, and she's like, how did you get a real bear? Was the question that she asked very timidly.
I don't know.
The
He's
frozen.
always been with me. Right, Theo?
Kind of grumbles in response.
He's my friend.
She kind of like turns around. Dad! And her dad's
She wants that red wine
Wait.
now.
other adults. My dad won't let me get a dire wolf, but I think it would be cool.
I think it would be cool too. Your dire wolf and Theo could be friends. And I could be friends with your dire wolf. And with you. We can be friends, right?
Yeah, we could be friends. That would be cool. And like as she's like going to say something else, like Timmy like bursts in, is like, my name's Timmy. She's just like,
Timmy,
my
Timmy has been ignored for a whole 5 seconds. He is not okay.
It's not about Timmy. He's very uncomfortable.
Timmy is the center of the universe, and the world revolves around him.
So as now the three of you are getting to know each other, kind kind of just small talk back and forth.
This is the
They've still-
sandbox. Welcome to the sandbox. We started
Yeah,
off in a ball
exactly.
pit, and now we're in a sandbox.
Timmy, actually, yeah. So Timmy kind of like in a pause and a moment looks at you, Violet, and goes like, "Who's that?" and like points at Kaz.
That's Kaz. He's my friend. He's got
It's your friend?
amnesia. He can't remember what he had for breakfast this morning.
That's sad.
Anemone.
Anemone.
Or finding name of reference. I'm
I
Dory.
thought is he your brother?
I don't know him.
Hmm.
He just sat next to me.
Man,
You
yeah,
can
I
go
wish
talk
I
to
didn't
him.
know Jeremy.
I mean, we
You
could
think
see
they'd be
if
friends?
Hmm?
You think they'd be friends?
maybe.
Jeremy and Kaz, because they both seem like they don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, I can see it.
Maybe they could not talk to anybody together.
Yeah.
Talk to anybody together. I love that.
I don't know if you're going to let me do this. I want to see if I can get Jeremy to go sit by Kaz now. I'm going to make friends for Kaz.
Okay. So, are you gonna try to travel, or so I'm gonna tell you right now he's on this. He's all for this. He does not. He's all for whatever you want to do. Do you want Evie to come with you?
Yes.
Okay.
We're now a unit.
Yeah. I don't know about this,
It's okay.
Violet.
It'll be okay. I mean, look, we have Theo. Like,
Nothing can go wrong if you have Theo.
Exactly. Like,
we have a bear. Like, what are they going to do to us?
She kind of mutters something under her breath in a language that neither of you understand. And
you telling me it's not bear?
there.
Not bear language?
If you want to try to roll for insight to see if you can tell what it is,
Yeah, I wanna-
you're welcome to.
Yeah. That was a critical failure. I don't even know that she said anything.
You hear sounds, and you think, I don't know.
Like, wow, she's making weird noises with her mouth.
It's the Charlie Brown teacher's noises.
Maybe a little bit more growly, but
Mhm.
yeah. So the three of you, so the muttering under her breath convinces her that she's gonna go. So the three of you walk over to Jeremy.
Perfect. I just want to take Jeremy's hand. I've never talked to this man whatsoever in my life, but I just want to take his hand and try to like force him to sit in the seat I was sitting in.
So as you walk up to Jeremy, he is still reading off of his data pad. So he's got his hands on his data pad.
Sir, your
And you walk
fanfiction
up-
smut can wait.
Your fanfiction.
So you walk up to him and grab a paw. You're
Yeah.
like, let's go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Um,
go
Some
for it.
lady from the 1800s who was a law assistant here.
Roll for something. I just don't know what yet. I'm gonna have you do a charisma roll. Roll for
Okay.
performance. See if he just follows along with this.
17 plus 3, 20.
Damn!
I told you, you knew where my stats were going.
Yeah. So he kind of dumbfoundedly, like as you're like pulling him, like kind of gets up and he like is grumbling, like, "What?" And he kind of looks at Timmy and is like, "Who the hell?" And he follows you.
Yay! I want to put him right in the seat that is Kaz sitting where he was earlier?
Yeah, he went right back to his seat because he's not familiar with anything or anybody.
Perfect. I want to push Jeremy into the seat that I was sitting in right next to Kaz.
Okay.
And then
Now kiss.
no, now talk.
So
Wait,
as
is this
you
his new smut face?
as you get Jeremy into the seat, you push him pretty good, and he falls back into Kaz a little bit and knocks him over a little bit. Not like off the chair, but like knocks into him. And he kind of turns, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I don't know what the children are up to.
There goes my tea. I guess I'll get a napkin.
Okay.
And then we could just have the bear just lick.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it's.
Yeah, Theo's all over it. He cleans up the tea mess.
Oh my. That.
Is there no custodial staff on here?
I mean, technically, yes.
That's one way to clean up a tea spill. Hi. Hello.
Meanwhile, after watching this, by the way, after watching the bear clean up, Timmy's like, "Oh, cool!" and like runs up and starts licking the table.
What?
And Jeremy now is very much just like
traumatized.
I'm gonna look at Theo and go, Theo, if you were thirsty, I could have gotten you a drink.
Can I go make Theo a cup of tea? Cool. While they're doing that, I'm gonna go make Theo a cup of tea, and I'll invite Evie to join me if she wants to.
She wants to.
Okay.
She wants to get out of there. There's too many boys. So the girls walk off, and Jeremy kind of is just like, "Hey, my name's Jeremy," and he like reaches out a paw to you, Kaz.
I reach out my hand and shake his hand. Kaz, nice to meet you. Interestingly.
Yeah, my brother has a way of finding weirdos.
I take offense to that.
I don't know. Sometimes I just think it's easier to just go along with him. Because, I mean, like, he's 9.
So
I feel like that
younger
says
sibling.
everything. What?
So you have younger siblings.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just me and Timmy, but yeah.
I'm an only
Exhausting.
child, so unfortunately, I don't have that kind of experience, but it
Oh,
looks like fun.
that's gotta be hard. I mean, as much as I don't like him, and he looks over to Timmy, who is still very enthusiastically licking the table.
Oh god.
He is entertaining. Just this large
Yeah.
rat boy. Just
Does he usually lick tables?
hold on. Speaking of licking, hold on. I'll be right back.
Speaking of licking.
Wow. Mav thought that was the perfect cue.
Like, speaking of licking me.
Sorry, Maverick got a hold of my pants. So needed to rescue those. What was I saying? I don't know.
Jeremy
Maverick-
talking about having
I
siblings.
just asked, yeah, and then I said, does he usually lick table?
No, that's new. I think he's taking note from the bear.
His Royal Highness Theodore Barrington.
I'm going to shout that across the room, but I didn't want to blow out everyone's eardrums, by the way.
Thanks. And he kind of just pauses. Jeremy kind of pauses and is just like, "Excuse me." His Royal Highness, who is licking the table.
Well, at least you can say there's never a dull day in your family.
Yeah, I guess that's a very nice way to put it. So, what? How old are you? I don't know how to.
According to the hospital, 19.
Hold on, Maverick. Maverick, leave my clothes alone. Come here, Maverick. Swear to God. The hospital.
When I was
Yeah.
born.
When I was a young boy.
Hey, dude.
I'm sorry.
I mean, like, do you live in a hospital? Do they know you're out of the hospital?
They do know I'm out.
Good.
I was dispatched recently, but I have amnesia.
That's that's unfortunate.
Hmm.
I try to tell my mom sometimes that I have amnesia, but usually it's after I did really bad on the test.
Ah, wait. So how old are you?
I'm 16.
Oh, you have a wonderful future ahead of you.
I hope so.
Why did that sound threatening?
Yeah.
Ah, so you're around my age. Why are you and your family here?
Oh, it's this trip that mom really we once a year we try to go visit her family, and so we're visiting family, so I get to, hang out with a bunch of old people who all want to pinch your cheeks and ask you about your future.
Ah, so in that case, where are we going? Did your did your parents tell you?
I mean, it's on my ticket. We're going to the planet Iora Major.
Okay, so that means you visited this planet before. What's it like?
Uh, not quite sure how to handle this. Um, and as he's kind of pausing, you can hear enough time has passed that there's a oh my god, you hear a sound, and it looks like dinner service is about to start. And with that, we are going to end here.
Woo!
Sounds good.
Because I almost touched something, probably. I almost touched the hot stove.
Ah, yay! We did it! First time!
Survived day one.
Yeah, it's a lot of it was a lot of introductory stuff. We'll get into some meat and potato stuff next time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Do you have anything else that you want to cover about this before we move on to full closing?
Um. I hope you guys are taking notes.
I do have
I know.
notes.
I know
I
chat was, so at the very least you have a third party observer.
Thank you, Chad.
Yay.
You're my lifesaver. I need a recap and character profiles to keep up. Well, Lemur
Same.
said they're gonna put the things in the
Yes. So what
Twitter,
I
right?
will do between now and next session, and we can put this on Twitter even like beforehand. I will do a cheat sheet for crew and passengers. You did not get many names, so there will not be many names for passengers. I think because really you met the Ratkins, you met the Dragonborns, and you met
Our fan fave.
our turtle. So
Oh.
everybody else will not have names, but you can fill those out if you learn them. So I will work up a cheat sheet and we'll put that on Twitter. The crew cheat sheet will be filled out with names and positions because those things were talked about.
I actually do have a picture for Kaz, so I'm gonna be drawing a better picture for Kaz, and I'll yeet that on to Kels to put on the Twitter as well. So.
Yep.
So,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Imagine a small child and a black bear for me.
yeah.
Use your imagination for insert 10-year-old.
Exactly. Look, I showed you what His Royal Highness Theodore Barrington looked like, so
Yes.
imagine a 10-year-old kid. Cool.
That's it. That's it for now.
Yay. All right. So next stream is Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, just like normal. Anyone got any announcements they'd like to give while we're here?
So, okay, the only announcement I have that I gave last time is I am going to be at PolyCon on March 18th. I'm doing a show, another concert at university. It's going to be interesting. But I am also going to open merch pre-orders. So, if you want any merch from me, from my idol work, then yeah, I'm opening that up like tonight, most likely. And yeah, I'm very excited. So it's gonna be interesting. Yay!
Yay!
Buy some stuff. Buy a button with my face on it. But okay, I'm gonna be real. My favorite is the little acrylic keychain,
Mhm.
like with Chibi Ginga, and he just looks very winky and adorable. I love that too. If you know the Kotobukiya art
Mhm.
style, it's in that style. So if y'all are a fan of that style,
It's the one I've seen before, yeah?
he's really cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
So
very
I can
small.
confirm. Very, very, very cute.
Nice.
So yeah,
Is that I don't want to cut you off if you still have anything else, Mana.
no,
Sorry.
that's literally it.
Okay.
My whole life right now.
So just general, we're gonna try only doing D&D streams once a week, just because it is a lot, and I have some stuff to change up after tonight. So we're looking to hopefully only do it once a week. So next stream will be something different. Depending on who is available, it'll depend on what game we play.
Yep.
So hopefully next Tuesday we'll be back.
Mhm.
And I realized I didn't show you guys my DM shirt. It says you can certainly try.
I love it.
Defy your fate, mortals.
Anyway, that's what my point of order that I wanted to add.
Perfect.
Your shirt's so cool.
Excellent. And yeah, Motti from Raging Lope, definitely like you're not too far off. So all right. That's all I got. So yeah, wash your hands, wear your masks, get vaccinated, and we will be back on Thursday. Have a good night all. Bye. Oh, you
Bye.
can actually see when I wave now. I should point out I do normally wave even though no one can see me. So, you know. Good night all. Bye.
Bye.